Today we're going to go over 5 mistakes that beginner fishermen make. But before we do, my name is Jason, this is Huck Outdoors. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications of new videos I got coming out. Now let's get to those 5 mistakes. The number 1 mistake that beginning fishermen make is using too heavy of line for the fish you're going after. It's all going to depend on the fish that you're going for, but I do a lot of trout fishing. The heaviest I'm going to go is 4-pound test, usually more around 2-pound test. Granted, there's situations that require a little bit heavier line, say if I'm trolling something like that, but majority of the fishing I do, it's 4-pound or 2-pound test, and 99% of the time it's 2-pound test. So number 1 mistake beginning fishermen make, and that's using too heavy of line. The number 2 mistake that beginning fishermen make is staying in a location too long. If there's fish in the area, they're gonna bite. If you're not getting bit, move, get out of that location. I see too many people, they come to a lake and they bring their big old chairs, their big old speakers, big old cooler, and they sit down in one spot and then wonder why they're not getting bit because, well, the fish aren't in that area. So move. That's simple, right? So that is the number 2 mistake that beginning fishermen make, and that's staying in a location just too long. The number 3 mistake that beginning fishermen make is using the wrong lures for the fish you're going after. If I'm going after trout, I'm not going to bring a big old bass swim bait, and if I'm going after bass, I'm not going to bring a little tiny trout tube or something like that. I'm going to bring the right lure for the right fish. So too many people are bringing the wrong type of lures or wrong type of bait. I see people out there, they're saying they're fishing for bass and they've got this big old glob of power bait on their hook. Yeah, maybe if the fish is super hungry, it's gonna bite, but majority of the time they're not. So do your research and make sure you're taking the right lures and bait for the fish you're going after. If you're getting any value out of the video right now, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. And that number 4 mistake that beginning fishermen make is fishing in the wrong season for the fish you're going after. If you're fishing in the summertime, most likely the trout aren't going to bite unless you're up in a high alpine lake. If you're down in a county park lake, something like that, where the weather outside's 80 to 90 degrees, that water's going to be too warm for the trout. So you probably shouldn't be fishing trout in that weather. And vice versa, you could be in the high alpine lakes or in the wintertime, you're fishing for trout, perfect time for it because the water levels are pretty darn cold at that time. Well, fish that prefer the warm weather are going to be in deeper water and most likely aren't biting. So make sure you're fishing during the right season for the right fish. The number 5 mistake that beginning fishermen make is not asking for help. There's fishing forums, there's Facebook forums, there's YouTube videos. Ask some questions on there. If you got a question about a setup, you want to learn more about a certain technique, ask the questions. There's lots of fishermen out there that are going to help you out. They might not give up their secret spot. Most won't. But ask questions about techniques and what you want to learn about a setup, and they're going to help you out. So that is the number 5 mistake that beginning fishermen make, and that's not asking for help. If you like the video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe or ring that bell for notifications of new videos I got coming out. Till the next one, thanks for having me.